Hey guys, it's Mana here, and we're back with more Lucid9. When we left off, we were solving puzzles and riddles for Shigure to kind of see if we could pass her test. And although she said some of those were for elementary school students, I call bullshit on that because even I didn't know how to answer some of those. I had to really think about some of those, especially the ones involving math. I don't like math. No. It's not okay. Anywho, once I'm under some light, I can breathe a little easier. I take a quick snapshot of the note and send it to Shigure without comment. She doesn't respond immediately, which probably means that she received it. With that, I stick to the shadows as I return to my apartment. It's time to get some rest. The evening welcomes me with frosted arms as I stride to my beloved glade, my lovely burden slung over my shoulders. The sky is clear tonight, bitter, vacant, and a spiraling abyss in the sea of strangled light. I take a moment to admire it as the familiar vegetation is crushed beneath my soles. Nothing constrains me. No incompetent bureaucracies, no iron gates, no suffocating schedules. Not at this hour. Not at my hour. I dump my burden upon the ground, watching as she lulls away, still in a haze of beauty sleep. Innocent, peaceful, dreadful. I ready my knife, taking my earnest vigil at his side. When the princess awakens, her guardian will be eagerly awaiting. Oh, well, that was terribly quick. I stoop next to my burden as she jerks upright, eyes rolling in panic. Good morning, sweetie. Where am I? Her voice trails into indistinguishable croaks as her wide, pale eyes fix on me. I spare a chuckle. What? Expecting someone else? How did I get here? How else? I settle for a moment, allowing her to take in her surroundings, allowing her to see how dire her situation is. What fun is it without a tinge of panic? Please don't hurt me. Please. What makes you think I would hurt you? So you'll let me leave? I casually lift my serrated weapon, allowing it to catch the moonlight at just the right angle. Now why would I do that? I advance towards her, slowly. She ekes away, pulling her weight by her hands, but she is too tremulous to even attempt to run. A little dull, but vermin are vermin. Please, I have a mom, a dad, a boyfriend. I want to study, I want to grow up. Usually it's cute when they beg, but this girl is bothering me. Well, I want to have a little carving practice. So what shall we do? Carving practice? Imbecile. My fingers twitch with impatience. Yes, carving practice, and I'd best get started. I savor my moments with her, leisurely, meticulously. She tried to waste my time. I ought to return the favor. I finish all too quickly. The screams die in my ears as fading echoes of stilted crimson plummet from the edge of my blade. The beautiful mess scattered across the ground is a sight for sore eyes. I take a moment to savor it, my canvas, my masterpiece, the heart of my soul and soul of my heart. If only it could have lasted a little while longer. Finished. A shadow slips from behind the trees, plodding unceremoniously on top of my finished work. Watch your steps. You're desecrating my chef d'oeuvre. I don't know what that was. It was French. The figure only stands in silence, waiting for my reply. I attempt a different line of questioning. Where are the others? Elsewhere. So I gathered. Are they coming? No. So who shall pick up my toys? I gesture to the artwork beneath the figure's feet. It doesn't budge. Me. You. Yes. By yourself. Yes. Call for the others. No. Why not? Leave if you are finished. It is certainly a one-sided balance of power. I can do nothing but acquiesce. acquiesce. I don't know. I'm finished. I step away, but as the figure approaches my canvas, I swoop in, sliding my knife against its neck. Don't be so proud of yourself. The moment you are of no use to me, I shall have my way with you. It only stares unblinkingly at me, unfazed. Not finished? Equal parts disgusted and perturbed, I withdraw my weapon. I'm finished. Finished with you, too. I turn to the brighter horizon, striding away without a backward glance. When I arrive at school, still blurry-eyed from my nighttime excursions, I am greeted with an unusual sight. A group of students, primarily female, are huddled around the post. As I edge closer, I manage to listen in. Your fault. She was wrong about you, and now she's gone. What did you do to her, you freak? Where is she? Tell me where she is, please. Answer him. How could you do this to us? Suddenly, Rui blazes by me right into the center of the group, which bounces backward in shock. I'm barely able to catch a glimpse of her face through the mass of heads. What are you guys doing? Out of the way, Rui. This has nothing to do with you. No, I'm tired of this. You've been picking on her since school started, and you don't even have a good reason. Good reason? Talk to Shoji. He's our good reason. The group shuffled apart, granting me some space. I finally managed to see the cause of the problem. A slight figure crouched against the gate in an empty look-in. Wait, isn't this the same girl that I met yesterday? Well, Soji? She's been missing for 2 days and no one can find her. Didn't go home. Doesn't answer calls or texts. It's like she just disappeared. Whoops! Let me back that up. Can I... Oh. She's been missing for 2 days, and no one can find her. Didn't go home, doesn't answer calls or texts. It's like she just disappeared. Disappeared. Just like the rumors said. You guys do remember who started the rumors, right? Look, Rui, this would make the 3rd disappearance. Haven't you been watching the news? Yeah, this is the 3rd time that an academy student's vanished off the face of the planet. And coincidentally, right after talking with Ari. Yuri? I don't know. Technically, Midori disappeared before school started. Yeah, just like 2 days before. Why are you so stubborn? Ari's guilty. Why are you so stubborn? Maybe she's not. You clearly don't understand how people work. No wonder you don't have any friends. Rui's face closes in hurt, and a raw, fiery pang of rage courses through my body. I storm to her side, unceremoniously shoving away anyone in my path. Yama. Oh, you. Who's this, your boyfriend? My anger briefly sojourns into panic, but I shove it away. You're all disgusting, picking on someone just because she's not like you. Hey, you don't even know the context. Butt out. And oh, let me guess. You know everything. You know for certain that Aiko... Irie, that makes more sense. Has nothing to do with these disappearances. Twice is a coincidence. Thrice is a pattern. A pattern for narrow-sighted people who won't take in any other factors. Are you stupid? There aren't any other patterns. The police said so themselves. Oh, and they told you this directly? It was on the news, moron. And it's not like the news has ever twisted the facts or told us anything but honest truth. You wouldn't be acting so high and mighty if you knew how important Akane is. You wouldn't be acting so prejudiced if you had a brain. Words are spilling out of my mouth before I even consciously think of them. My whole body thrums with cold, freezing hatred. Weird. Freak, don't play with you. I'm not letting anyone else go through that. Not Rui. Not Ari. Irie. Whatever. Irie. You think I would know. You think we're being rude to Irie? Ari? I'm not sure what her name is. I'm gonna go with Irie, because Aiko, Irie, makes more sense. You're being rude to Soji. Yeah, she was the love of Soji's life. Because everyone knows that high school relationships last forever. He'll probably get over her in a week or two. A deadly silence descends on the group. Ruri pinches my sleeve, her expression unusually troubled. That went a bit too far, Yama. I only clench my jaw and lock eyes with the boy called Soji. His face blinks from panic to nothingness in less than a second. A chilled silence falls over the entrance. You. He staggers forward, raising a tremulous hand. You bastard! His fingers pull into a fist, and before I can blink, his hand is soaring straight at me. A shadow blurs in front of me, swiping at Soji's arm. Soji tumbles to the ground, as if thrown by an unknown force. The moment is held on pause, broken only by the frantic whisperings of the gathering crowd around us. Soji jerkily pushes himself to his feet, his footing loose from fury. Irie idly steps in front of me, arms hanging limply by her sides. Her expression is passive, but something about it gives Soji pause. Hey, what's going on over here? Mr. Ryuta pushes through the throng of students, books hiked under one arm. All the students start to babble at once. Mr. Ryuta, Akane's been absent for 2 days. Can't contact her. This guy provoked Soji into a fight. Mr. Ryuta waves his hand for silence, an unusually stern expression on his face. Soji, are you hurt? I clicked. Thank you. No, sir. Good. Rui? Yes, Mr. Ryuta? Meet me during lunch. You too, Noriko. Yes, Mr. Ryuta. Both of you will give me your account on what just happened. I'll make judgment after I've heard both stories. Understood? Sullen silence meets his inquiry. He only sighs. Accusations are for children. You guys know that, right? If you're going to claim something, use evidence. If you're going to fight, make sure you have the right reason. Dismissed. He waves his hands to scatter us off to class. We head to the classrooms in silence, splitting ways at the staircase. I notice that Rui keeps close to Irie, stubbornly meeting the gaze of any gawkers en route. Well, looks like I'm going to get in trouble. Surprise, surprise. Probably shouldn't have interfered with that situation. I probably should have stayed out of it. Usually I do. I know that high school is basically just a cesspool of idiocy, and it's best to keep out of it. No, not even high school. Life in general. But seeing that girl there, hedged in by such a large group of students being accused of nothing to defend herself, and seeing Rui leap to her defense, just like she did for me 10 years ago, well, I guess it brought something out that surprised even myself. If anyone has a right to suspect that girl, it should be me. First I made her walking alone in District 6, acting like some creepy mechanical doll, and then I learned that her reputation at school is sketchy at best. That's suspicious even by my standards, and I'm friends with Yahiko. But it's possible that everything is a misunderstanding. It's possible that she really just wants friends, that she's a normal person inside, that she just had a difficult time conveying her thoughts. I understand that feeling. I understand it more than anyone else. Ahem. I shake myself out of my thoughts and take in my surroundings. Looks like some of the morning classes have passed. Yeah, I totally wasn't paying attention. In front of me, 3 girls with hair and makeup arranged just like Elizabeth stand with very indignant, superior expressions. I quickly recognize them as the most avid members of her fan club. Hey, loser, we have something to say to you. Lucky me. They ignored me, crossing their arms in uncanny unison. We heard that you're giving Elizabeth a hard time. I glance at Elizabeth, whose eyes are wide with panic. Interesting. Looks like she has no hand in this development. Then where did they get their information from? You'd better stop before we make you. Elizabeth deserves better. Idiots. I only snort and turn back to my homework. Hey, look at us! No thanks. I don't feel like vomiting, I think. But I managed to keep my mouth shut. Thoroughly exasperated of these girls, I nod my head at Elizabeth and raise my eyebrow in warning. Her face pales slightly, and she slides over to my desk, smiling faintly at the three girls. Hello. Oh, Elizabeth, this guy's been bothering you for a while, right? Elizabeth opens her mouth, clearly intent on agreeing with the girl, but I shake my head ever so slightly. She grits her teeth together, but somehow manages to keep her smile intact. Thanks for your concern, but it's really fine. The girls blink in clear surprise. Oh, are you sure? Weren't you just saying the other day? Saying what? I don't know what you're saying. She sends an uneasy glance at me. I only smile innocently. This really shouldn't be fun, but it is. Remarkably so. I thought Yama was bothering. No, it was a misunderstanding. Oh, alright. They nod slightly at me, like that's an adequate apology. We're keeping an eye on you. Don't mess with Elizabeth. Then they strut out of the classroom, their footsteps in perfect unison. I turn to Elizabeth. She grips the edge of her seat until her knuckles turn white. I really can't believe you. You're enjoying this, aren't you? Despicable. She turns away from me in a huff. Excuse me? I'm not even the one who started it all. Heck, she's the one who's constantly picking a fight. It's always been that way. Whatever. This isn't even worth thinking about. I turn my attention back to the front of the classroom as the break comes to an end. The rest of the morning class is slugged by uneventfully. This time, Elizabeth is clearly sulking. Misaki is just as focused as ever. And by focus, I really mean that she's on her phone the entire period. When lunchtime comes, I tap Yahiko on the shoulder as I grab my backpack. Hey, lunch? Huh? What? Lunch. Cafeteria. Oh, yeah, sure. Right. Cafeteria. Something wrong? Nope, absolutely nothing wrong. I was just thinking, it'd be nice to have a couple more minions. Isn't that what your club is for? Club? The blank look on his face is foreign to me. I slap him on the back. A club that'll take over the universe? Your, minions? Clearly I'm really bad at this. Whoa! Huh? It's lunchtime. When was it? Did I time travel? A quick sigh of relief passes my lips before I'm able to stop it. Seems like Yahiko's back to normal. Yeah, it's, 4018 AD. You've been asleep for 2,000 years. I have? I don't feel that rested. Well, we kept you in a cryo freeze during a light stage of your sleep cycle rather than REM. You mean I was scammed on 2,000 years of deep sleep? On the contrary, you were saved from 2,000 years of homework. Oh, I guess you're right. I wonder when he'll realize that I'm not supposed to be alive. Well, super realistic hologram Yama, shall we go grab some lunch? Or do you guys still eat that kind of thing? Or he could make a totally ridiculous yet somehow plausible explanation. Indeed we do. Then what are we waiting for? I want to see what kind of cuisine has developed after 2,000 years. Thoroughly re-energized, he skips out the door. I'm just about to follow, but I feel a sudden tap on my elbow. Yama Ishimoto? It's the girl from the cafe. Natsuki, was it? I glance at Elizabeth. She's in the middle of some fluffy small talk with her groupies, and intentionally keeping her back to me. Lizzie's over there. I'm aware of that. She isn't the one whom I wish to speak. What do you want? I have a simple question for you. As far as I can tell, nothing simple when it comes to this girl. Have you ever felt like two people are fighting for your body? What? More specifically, fighting for control over your body. Like mind control? No, more like two different entities in simultaneous residence, resulting in widely different actions or processes of thought. A chill runs up my spine. I think it'd be fairly obvious if I'm going through something like that. Well, you may or may not have any recollection of the other entity. Something about her mysterious smile sets me on edge. And what's with the sudden questions? Psychology paper. We're studying dissociative identity disorder. Which is... Colloquially, it's known as multiple personality disorder. I would say you should know of it already, but perhaps your alter ego surfaces during psychology class. I clench my jaw at her obvious accusations, searching to find an answer in her face. I find none. So, do I look like the kind of person who has multiple personality disorder? Do you want to know the answer to that question? Look, I gotta go. I'm sorry. Try asking Elizabeth. She's the one who rapidly switches between being nice and being a pain in the ass. She only nods and smiles, but I sense her eyes boring through the back of my head as I slip out of the classroom. I clicked. Thank you. I attempt to shake off the encounter as I head to the cafeteria, but Natsuki's words linger in the back of my mind. Thankfully, when I arrive, Yahiko immediately waves me over, face cheerily shining. Have a seat, my loyal minion. Today's special is baby back ribs. I can see that from your plate. You can divine stuff from my plate? Look at my love life fortune. He's acting awfully normal. Did he really forget that he's supposed to be 2,000 years in the future? Just eat. Well, I suppose I'll let it slide this time. But a master is supposed to command his minions, not the other way around. Exactly. What? Nothing. I glance around the cafeteria as I stare at my own plate. I recognize quite a few faces. Natsuki and Elizabeth surrounded by groupies. Masato and a few track members. Akira and a few drama club members. Rui's absent, probably speaking to Mr. Ryuta on my behalf. Misaki too, though I rarely see her around outside of class. And in the corner, eating alone, is Airi. She seems to be satisfying herself with her own plate of ribs. Something about that picture looks empty, lonely. Say, that gives me an idea. So, how's it been with the ladies? Need you even ask? Fabulous, of course. Would you mind teaching this humble servant your ways? I thought you never asked, but why now? I try to wave off his question by gesturing in Airi's direction. Iris, whatever. So, how about her? Oh, someone's caught your eye, have they? His eyes flicker in Iris' direction. I expect him to coo about how adorable she is, how lovely her hair is, how perfect her nose or chin or whatever is, but he only pauses, his brow furrowed in confusion. Huh. What is it? She looks kind of familiar. Like, really familiar. Ordinarily, I'd think that he's crafting a pickup line, but his bewilderment seems genuine. Where'd you see her? I have no clue. Eventually, he just shrugs this off with an easygoing grin. Well, my good minion, we shouldn't be wasting time. Watch and learn from the great master. Well, guess it's not important. As always, it would be an honor to see your spectacular techniques. I know, right? You should be grateful I'm not making you pay tuition for such enlightening lessons. Well, they're certainly enlightening, but probably not in the way he's thinking. I bet that the number of girls you've seduced is uncountable. You got that right. It's 0. Well, technically, 0 is uncountable. Thank you, Yama. First lesson, my dear apprentice, never waste time. Are they eating? Great. Depressed and withdrawn? Fantastic. Saying that they want to be alone? Perfect. Love waits for nobody, Yama. Remember that. I can't help but chuckle at just how terrible his advice is. By any chance, have you gotten slapped? Oh yeah, all the time. Why is he saying that like it's a badge of honor? You see, evoking a strong reaction means that you've touched the young lady's heart. The line between love and hate is thinner than the line between love and apathy. That's why the most important thing is to make a big impression. That's unusually perceptive. On that note, we're wasting time, and there's an adorable lass to seduce. Yahiko promptly skips over to Airi, eyebrows raised in flirtatious attack. Hey, how does it feel to be the most beautiful girl in the room? Looks like Ikari is already hitting hard. How will his opponent respond? Not very effective. Can I see your uniform tag? I gotta see if you were made in heaven. Spectacular hit. How will this last dodge out of this one? China. Huh? The uniforms are made in China. Ikari staggers back from the fatal counter. Well, I mean, it seems that he's in a state of shock. The last seizes this opportunity for an offensive maneuver. Your food. What? Will you eat it? Hey, what are you doing to my ribs? It's a critical hit. The last's bold move has paralyzed Ikari. You're gonna get fat if you eat so much. I'm 102 pounds. You're what? You can't be that short. 5 feet 2 inches. It's super effective. Ikari is silenced. The lass spends her free turns munching at her newly acquired meal. It's sort of adorable, like a baby hamster munching at it. But anyway, back to the match. Ikari studies the lass for a moment, no doubt attempting to analyze any potential weak points. His curl's a tough one. Usually I don't allow things like this, but Yama, why don't you give it a shot? Nah, I'm just the commentator for this battle. What? Nothing. Thankfully, Ikari decides to switch his attention from the lowly commentator back to his original target. Why aren't you responding? You should be honored that someone like me is paying attention to someone like you. Don't tell me. You don't swing that way. I'm straight. A clean hit at his vital point. It's looking bad for Ikari. Then why? The lass merely finishes up Ikari's ribs and moves onto her own. Are you a witch who took some weird potion to resist me? Why are you unaffected by my charms? Ikari has gone berserk. He's attempting wild haymaker. Stop ignoring me! Ah, forget it. You're just like the other commoners. You don't deserve being seduced by a superior being like me. Answer me when I'm talking to you. My meat is getting cold. What an amazing display of indirect trash talking. The lass has just placed Ikari below some humble baby back ribs. You! Ikari hurt himself in his confusion. Meanie! Bully! I'll have my revenge, I tell you! Revenge! And Ikari exits the ring. Automatic forfeit. Instant KO! Nothing. As Irie finishes up the meat on her plate, I settle into the chair next to her. It's hard to tell from the stoic expression on her face, but she seems a little happier than a few moments ago. And with that, guys, I'm going to end it here because I am all out of time. It was definitely very interesting. Poor Yahiko. I feel so bad for him because he doesn't realize how stupid he is. Anywho, Yahiko is one of my favorite characters so far. So, I'm logging off now. I'll see you guys later, and remember to do something nice for a stranger today. You may just save a life. Bye!